purpose. And I can't think of any man better. Oh my gosh. I was so excited as I looked and I was like, okay, who is on leap day, leap year? What day is that on? And I was like, Thursday. Yes. And I'm telling you, this guy just illuminates my soul. He is a transformational taskmaster. He's the motivator of movement. You want to see movement in your life. You want to see movement in your spiritual life, your physical life, your bank account. He is the man with the master plan. And I tell you, when I thought about what we were going to be talking about today, I got excited. See, you got to have people around you that excite you. The 4 keys to taking action, the motivator of movement. I told you. He inspires my soul. He inspires my life. Yes, he is extremely instrumental in me starting the nightly dose. 9 years, April the 1st, 7 nights a week. I was like, he was like, Linda, you got to develop yourself more. I was like, what are you talking about? I got a bachelor's degree. I got a master's degree. I'm smart. I think I'm cute. I look all right. What you talking about? Right. And he told me, no, baby, that's not what I'm talking about. And I was like, what? Read what? And so I began this journey 9 years ago because of this man who continues to elevate my life and elevate all of yours. Give it up for the extraordinary and amazing 5-star, my mentor, my friend. I love you to life, Paul Kroto. Take it away, sir.
Well, thank you so much, Linda. And I saw that, it would the stars line up February 29th. Like, what does this happen every 1,400 days, some kind of crazy high number of days in between these days, the 29th of February. But it's very cool to be here with you on this day with Andrea's comedy and your beauty. We just had I just love being here. And, the both of you are just 2 unbelievable people. And so grateful to have both of you in my life and to really be part of this community here. Thanks for having me on once a month to share with all of you. I'm really on a mission in life to help all of you, live the life you want. We're on a big mission. That is our name of our campaign, is Live the Life You Want. And what Cheryl and I do is we help people elevate their lives in every single area. So super grateful to be here today. And we all know that it takes action. You got to do things in order to get the results that we want in life. Okay, I think everyone would agree with that. So for instance, if you take your 90 essential nutrients every single day, you're not going to have the health problems that other people are going to have. If you are working out, you can see people who work out every day consistently for, 9, 10 years. They look different than people who don't, so actions you take get you the results you have in life. Linda, she's been doing this nightly dose for 9 years now. You can see that consistency pays off. And now she's even better than she was before. And she was amazing when she started. So it's this action, this concept of action that produces results. We all know that. But the question, the $1 million question is, why are most people not taking action? They know they're supposed to, but they don't. And I know I'm not talking about anyone here today, but there are people out there, believe it or not, that don't take action. And so I have so many thousands of people that I work with. Most of them don't even know why. They're like, I know I'm supposed to do it. I want to do it, but I'm not doing it. And I don't understand why. It's like I'm getting in my own way. I'm getting in my own head, or, and keep in mind that there's these 2 people inside of you. Your mind is not your friend. Your mind is going to play tricks on you, and you have to become aware of that voice inside of you that comes up with, oh, I got to go feed the cat real quick. I got to go clean the garage. Like, you come up with things to avoid doing the hard things or the actions you need to take, like working your business, working out, doing your personal growth, all the things that we know we're supposed to do. We find a way to push them off because we're still all busy. We're doing things. They just may not be the things that are going to produce the results that we want in life. So what causes this? What are the things that are causing most people to not take the action they know they're supposed to be taking every single day? So I got 4 things to share with you today, and it's probably one of these 4 things, if not all 4 of them, that may be causing your issue, and we'll identify that and come up with some ways to change that so that you can take the action you know you're supposed to be taking in order to be successful. So number 1 is clarity. So most people think, I just need to be motivated. I got to find a way to get motivated to do this. And I don't believe in motivation one bit. And we'll talk a lot about that today. But it's people often mistake clarity or lack of motivation for lack of clarity. Really, the problem is that they're not really clear on things. First of all, are you clear on where you want to go, what you want? So, I love asking people before we do anything, what are the results that you want to produce from this Zoom today? Before I get on here, I have to think, what is my intention of getting on here? What do I want the outcome to be? How do I want you to feel or think or become after this is done? So I think of that ahead of time. So there's a clear finish line that we all need to have in our minds where we want to get to. And writing these, we hear about setting goals and things, writing them down, keeping them in front of your mind, knowing, being crystal clear on where you want to go, and there's always that advanced trick of saying, I'm so happy and grateful now that I'm a car qualified 1-star, or whatever rank you're going for, or whatever income you're looking for, or whatever you're looking for in life. I'm so happy and grateful I fit into that size 6 dress now, or whatever it is that you're looking for to achieve in life. You've got to be specific, write it down, and be clear on what you want. I just go around all the time and asking people, well, the old thing is that people say, Paul, I'm super busy. I don't feel like I'm getting anywhere. And I ask them, well, where do you want to go? And they're just like, I don't know. I never thought about that. So, but when you have that, I love the word inspiration. I feel so inspired to be with all of you here today. I felt inspired to spend time thinking all this up and really going through my mind and saying, okay, well, why am I not taking the action that I should be taking at times? And why are all these thousands of people that I work with, why aren't they taking the action? And through my, work with people and through a lot of journaling and thinking through things, I've come up with these four reasons, or these four keys. But I'm pulled to do that. I'm inspired to do that. And when you are inspired, when you have something you're shooting for, that's why I love the health coaching program, because the people in that program are so inspired to go out and help other people with their health. They know that they have the information now and the tools that they need to really make a difference in someone's life. And they feel inspired to go out and do it. And that alone replaces motivation. You don't need motivation when you're inspired. You can see Linda's inspired to do the nightly dose every single day because it's something that she knows she's elevating other people's lives. Becca sent me this pen for my birthday a couple of months ago or last month. And it says, I elevate lives. And I love that. I look at it all day long. It's right next to me all the time. And I'm like, wow, I elevate lives. Like that makes me feel so good. Like I'm living out God's purpose for me on this earth. And when, I always say that the 2 greatest days of your life are the day you were born and the day you figure out why. Why did God put you here? And when you figure that out, your whole life changes and this clarity happens. And you just have this instead of trying to push through everything, you're being pulled through it. So knowing what you want, number 1, being super clear on that. 2 is the purpose. Why in the world do you want that? And, Cheryl and I, we beat this, but I just talked to her this morning. Fortunately, she couldn't make it to here this morning, but this is something that we don't even talk enough about. Even though we talk about it all the time, we don't talk enough about this because you have to really sit down, close the door, get out some paper, not only write down where you want to go, but why in the world do I want this? And when your whys are strong enough, it changes everything. I've just seen it in some people this past week, which reminded me of how powerful this piece of the puzzle is. It's huge, you know? And here's another thing that I really want to point out to all of you is that it's okay if it's pain driven, the why. So there's two things that push people, pleasure and pain. So yeah, I want to become a 5-star here and I want to have a yacht and a plane, like all that's great. Okay. But most people aren't motivated by that. They won't get up out of bed super early or go to bed super late because they're lacking a yacht in their lives. So what would happen if you don't get the result you wanted? So let's say you got the result. I'm so happy and grateful that I'm a 1-star, car qualified 1-star now. So that's really what you're looking for. So ask yourself, how would I feel if I never reached that? You know, the pain of that feeling is a good enough why for you to move forward. We're looking for some fuel here to push you to achieving that goal. And often, more times than not, it's the pain-driven part that is more powerful than even putting down all these wonderful things that'll happen in my life if I get to this goal. The pain of not getting there is, for most people, way more powerful. So keep that in mind. Like, you know, I know Cheryl's big thing was that she wanted her children to have a better life than she had. There was, you know, she just didn't have the things she wanted growing up. And she's like, I'll work every day, you know, all day long, so my children can have a better future than I had. So that was, there's some pleasure in that providing your children for a better future, but there's also a lot of pain. She felt that my childhood wasn't what I wanted, and I never want that to happen to my children. So it's okay to list things that are painful that will drive you. So you got a good list of reasons why you want to get that. And last but not least, it's the map. And we had a great call this week. I'm trying to see who's on this call to see if I can point out some people, but I don't see anybody off the top here. But anyways, you know, even like you have to know the strategy. Like if you don't know how to build a business or how to lose the weight or how to get healthy or how to build great relationships or how to have a better spiritual life, if you don't know that strategy, you're not going to take action because, you know, I always say that confusion causes, you know, people to just stand still and not doing anything. So if you don't know how to make, Paul, I want to do this. I have all these whys, but I have no idea how I'm going to do that. That's going to stop you in your tracks. You're not going to take the action you need if you don't have the strategy. So a big part of what I do for people and what we do here in the coaching program is help people develop that strategy, whatever it is you're trying to do in life. And we do this in the Elevate Tribe. If you want to have more help on strategy and like, I want this in my life and I know why I want it, I just don't know how to get it, Paul. We'll help you with that and brainstorm and help you come up with that strategy. But one of the things we just mentioned the other day was becoming a car qualified 1-star. Well, first of all, you have to know what even a car qualified 1-star is. What is the structure? What does it take to do that? You know, just the overall strategy. Forget about what to do and how to make that actually happen. But what it actually would look like is where you start. But of course, you got to know what to do. And then you got to know how to do it. You know, okay, you need to go out, you know, and do, you know, advertise on social media or brand yourself on social media. Okay, great. Now, how the hell do you do that? You know, so that's a whole other, you know, topic to know how to go about getting healthy and losing weight and having better relationships and having all these things in your life that you want. How do you do it? And if you don't have these things figured out what I'm telling you is that you're going to be lacking clarity. And then if you're lacking clarity, you are not going to take action, or at least not action at the level that you could be or should be taking it. So treat this area of clarity seriously, like on a scale from 1 to 10, how clear am I on getting from where I am now to where I want to get to? Or do you even know where you want to get to? That's step number 1. but it's this knowing where I'm at, knowing where I want to get to and how I'm going to get there. That has got to be crystal clear. I mean, I have a business plan, that's 16 pages long. That's extremely detailed on everything that I'm doing with my businesses. So I'm not saying you have to go to that level, but it should be on paper and well thought out. I mean, just sit down with a paper and say, okay, Paul said, where do I want to go? These are the things I want. Now, why do I want those things? So write that down. And then, okay, to get this, what would I have to do? Like, what are the steps? And the smaller the steps, the better. People want to make like, okay, I'm going to do, this, I'm going to write a book. I'm going to, no, write a book is too big. It's too big of a step. You got to break that down into, I got to think of a title first. And then I got to get the first page done, and come up with small steps that your mind could say, I can do that. If you just write down one of your tasks is write a book, there's no way you're going to do that. It's too big of a task. So you got to come up with smaller tasks that will get you to where you want to get to. All right. That's number one, clarity. Hope everybody got that. 2 is state. So we don't mean the state that you're living in. That doesn't matter. It's where you are emotionally that matters. So your state, the state that you're in, will determine what actions you're taking, and the actions you're taking will determine what results you are getting. So state is everything. Okay. First of all, you got to have the clarity on where you're going and how to get there. But if you're in a bad state emotionally, you have no shot of getting there, no shot of taking the action necessary to getting those results that you wanted. Now, we just did a podcast like a couple of days ago on this concept of emotions, and we came up with this emotional journal. So you can go back to Elevate Tribe. It's a Facebook group. If you're not in there yet, just type in Elevate Tribe in the search, join it. You get right in and look for this. So it's called Your Emotional Home. That was the name of the podcast. You can listen to it on Apple Podcast or YouTube or wherever, but it's in the Elevate Tribe too. So you get this journal. So one sheet of paper you print out, and what we have people do is track for 7 days on a scale from 1 to 10, where are you emotionally at different times of the day? So it's amazing, Monday morning, more times than not, people's score isn't exactly at a 10 emotionally, they're more like at a 3 or 4, like, I can't believe I got to go back to work today. The weekend's already over. What happened? So, but you want to find the patterns that you have and where you are emotionally at different times. Bringing awareness to that is step number 1. And we go through a whole 20-minute podcast on how to bring awareness to where you are emotionally at different times of the week. And then we're going to go more into how to change that in an upcoming podcast. But really encourage you to go back and listen to that one, because it's going to make a big difference in the actions you're taking. Now, you may be asking, well, Paul, what is the state? What is the emotions that are most important to success? So this is the Zoom link to this was the Super Success Zoom, or was that it? Yeah,
that's correct. Yeah.
So we're talking about success here. So we want to know, what is the state? What is the state of mind that you have to be in, the state of your mind, state of your emotions that you have to be in order to be successful? And that state is a state of certainty. Now, some people call it self-confidence. You can call it that because they're interchangeable. But I love calling it a state of certainty. And it isn't because I'm some expert in that area or I'm super mega successful in that area. It's just a state. It's an emotion that you're feeling. Now, and Linda, I've known you for like 10 years, a little over 10 years. And I know you started the Nightly Dose about 9 years ago. But I've seen in you, and this is just my observation from the outside in. Correct me if I'm wrong on this, but maybe, or from what I've seen, that there's a time where you weren't that certain in yourself. You didn't have that state of certainty. Now, right. You have it now, like I haven't seen in anyone else, honestly. Like, it is at a 10 for you now. Now, I'm guessing that there are situations in your life that you meet maybe even on a daily basis, but I guarantee it's on a weekly or monthly basis, that you may not even know what to do in this situation. Yet you go to that situation with a state of certainty. I got this. Move aside. I'll handle this. Not that she's some kind of expert in whatever's going on at that moment, but it's just a new state that Linda has taken on in life, that I look at her, because if you're asking me like, well, Paul, give me an example of a woman that has a state of certainty all the time, it would be Linda. You can just see it and feel it from her. And really, it's a feeling. It's a feeling I get that Linda's certain. And I'm not even sure, like, again, that there's anything backing that per se, you know, if you were to ask me like, Paul, could you be, president of the United States right now? Absolutely. Like I have a state of certainty no matter what, like, because I know that I can do all things through God who strengthens me. I know that everything's figure outable. There's certain beliefs that I've acquired that even if you gave me something I know nothing about, I'm absolutely certain I'm going to figure it out. When I meet a client, they got a health problem. I can absolutely help you. That's what I say to every single person. Oh, I can absolutely help you. Do I really know that? No. I mean, been through thousands of clients. I've helped them through it, but I know that as we go along, I can figure out what's going on. And am I wrong sometimes in the beginning? Like, oh, I should have added that in, or I should have done a little bit of this, a little bit of that. This is just as much art as it is science. So, but I'm certain that in the end, they'll be better. I can fix whatever's going on. In the beginning, I'm like, I got an educated guess on what they should be doing. I know the 90 for sure. I know this and this and this, but let's go a month. Let's go 2 months, see what's happening. And I know how to make adjustments. And eventually 2, 3, 4 months down the road, 6 months down the road, problem's fixed. But I'm just certain that the ending's going to be good. I'm not even sure how this is going to happen, but I'm certain in every situation I go into, and it's nothing more than an attitude that I have. It ain't something that, oh, Paul was blessed by God with this knowledge about every single thing in the universe. It's not true. I just have developed this attitude, this mental state of certainty, and I bring it to every single state, every single thing that I do in my life. And when you can get there and say, I am certain, I'm capable, and you can go back, we're going to talk next. So states number 2, number 3, move this along is belief. Now I know that every single person in this room has the potential to achieve whatever goal you just set. When we were talking about clarity, you're like, well, I want to lose 10 pounds. I want to get my health score to 100. I want to become a 1-star at Youngevity. Whatever it was that you put down as the result, I am 1000% positive that you have the potential to do that, whatever you wrote down. The question is, do you believe you can do it? That's the question. Now, I know that, there was times, I know Becca's on here, I know Linda's on here, and a couple other people that have come to me and said, Paul, thank you for believing in me, even when I didn't believe in me. So we can get that belief from other people. And that's why I love communities. I love the Elevate Tribe community that Cheryl and I have developed. There's a great Youngevity community. There's the IWH health coach community that's fantastic, where people are leaning on each other. When I see a community where people can lean on each other and gain this belief from other people believing in them, even when they don't believe in themselves up front, it is so powerful. And the other thing to do is look back. Cheryl and I call it the cookie jar. There's things in our cookie jar that we can look at our past and say, you know what? I went through that tough time and I overcame it. We've all been through tough times, and we all obviously have overcome it, because we wouldn't be here today if we didn't. So you got to recognize those times and say, you know what? I am strong. I can do things. And once you understand that the belief in that you can do this, the whole thing changes. You start taking the action you need, the action you need to take to get that result you want. So you need the clarity. You got to be in the right state of mind. You got to have that belief that it can't happen, we always go back to that Roger Bannister story of there was the potential there to run a mile under 4 minutes, always there. Absolutely. Now, why didn't anyone do it? Was it because their training program was bad? They weren't taking enough nutrients? They didn't drink enough water? No, none of that. It was the belief that they couldn't do it. They didn't believe it was possible. But as soon as Roger Bannister did it, then I think there's been like 1,800 people that have done it since. The potential was always there, but the belief wasn't. Once the belief was there, the result happened like this. Now it happens all the time. So believe it, that it's going to happen, and it will. And last but not least, and I'm running short on time here, if you got the clarity, you got the state right, and you got the belief right, you're like, well, Paul, what could be stopping anyone? Those three things are the key. Why would you put a fourth thing in here? Well, because you need self-discipline. You know, I know people that have clarity, that are in a great state, that believe it, but still aren't disciplined. And I for the longest time, and to this day, it's still true, I don't like self-discipline, or I don't want to rely on self-discipline forever. So I always use this ridiculous example that I shouldn't be given some award because of all the self-discipline I have for not using heroin. Okay, well, look at Paul, and this guy is like a steel mind. He never uses heroin. Like, wow, that's some self-discipline right there. No, it's not who I am. It's not my identity. So what we do with people is we help them shift their identity. I'm just simply not the type of person who would ever do something like that. I don't care if you paid me money, I wouldn't do that. So it's changing your identity to being like, well, I'm the type of person who takes my supplements every single day. It's just who I am. I don't need self-discipline to take my supplements every day. I don't need self-discipline to work out every day. Now, in the beginning, did I? Yes. So there was me and there's me now. So there was two different people. And I needed self-discipline to get these two people to line up. But once those two people lined up and met and became one, I didn't need self-discipline anymore. And it's like, oh, got to go work out again. No, it's who I am. I'm the type of person who works out every single day. It's just who I am. I'm the type of person that works my business every single day. It's just who I am. So all these things that I wanted to be in my identity, who I wanted to be, I wrote all of them down. And I didn't just write them down. I took action. So when I said I'm the type of person who takes their supplements every single day, as soon as I wrote that down on a piece of paper, I went to the kitchen and took my supplements. I proved to my mind that I am that type of person. My subconscious mind said, well, wait a second, maybe he is that type of person. And I did it again the next day. Now, I had to use self-discipline on day 2 to make that happen. I had to use self-discipline on most of the days. You know, they say it's like 21 days or 66 days, depends what book you read. But sooner or later, 2-3 months go by and you don't need self-discipline anymore because it's become who you are. But in the beginning, you need it. And I love this thing about willpower. You know, people say, well, Paul, you're just blessed because God gave you a strong mind. You can fight through things. That's not how that works. Self-discipline or willpower is developed like any other muscle is. Every single day, doing something that is hard. There's a great podcast that just came out by Andrew Huberman and David Goggins. And they talk about this topic in doing something hard every day. You know, and for me, it's still a cold plunge. I mean, listen, I don't care how many times you do a cold plunge. Getting in water that's 50 degrees at 5 a.m. is not how I want to start my day. But when you can go to do that and do something that's hard. I got done with another golf festival. And those of you who don't know, I've been playing golf for like 2 years now. If you want to make everything else in your life look super simple, go play golf for an hour. It is the most difficult thing on the planet by far. You know, I'm like, Tony Robbins has got the fire walk. I'm just going to make people play golf because once you do the fire walk, you're pretty much like, well, whatever else happens in the rest of my life is going to be easy because I just walk across fire. Okay. But I'm going to make everyone play a round of golf. And so you can see that if I made it through this, I can make it through anything now because it is just hard. It's really hard. So when you do hard things and make it through it, you develop this muscle in your mind. And it is the most, they even looked at, so there's a part of your brain that actually gets bigger when you do hard things. And now they're looking at people because, there's more people overweight and obese now than ever before in history. So they're looking at all the factors behind that. Obviously we know the nutrients and the foods and the things that they're doing or not doing that are causing it. But what's happening in the mind? Why are some people being successful and a whole lot of others not? And they found this part of your mind that actually gets bigger and stronger when you do hard things. And then by making that part of your brain bigger and stronger, you can do other hard things. So it actually translates. I always tell people that there's really no difference between losing 20 pounds and building a huge successful business. They both require the exact same thing. So this whole concept of self-discipline isn't something anyone is born with. It is something that you're just going to have the attitude towards that I'm going to do something hard every day. And that hard can be making that phone call, sending that text message, whatever it is in your business that you find hard to do, that's the thing you need to do because that's the muscle you're going to grow. And that self-discipline, and I promise you, like I said, it maybe a month, 2 months, 3 months max. Now, all of a sudden, you're not going to need that self-discipline because your identity has changed. You become a different person. And I promise everyone, I'll bet $100 million on this, that Linda does not miss the nightly dose tonight. Now, it's not because she's super disciplined. It's because it's who she is. She just does it. It's her identity. There's no willpower. I don't know how much self-discipline you use, Linda, but I'm gonna guess by after 9 years, there's no self-discipline involved. It is just what I do. It's who I am. So those are my 4 things, everyone. So we got to get clarity on what we want, why we want it, how we're going to get it. 2, state. Make sure you're in the right state. Super important. 3, belief. You can do it. Get inside of a community. Get around people that believe in you. Look back at your amazing accomplishments and know that you have the potential for sure, but you can actually do it and make this happen. And last but not least, self-discipline. You got to have it. You got to build this muscle every single day. Find something that's hard, do it anyway. And I promise you on the other side, like if you're going through life right now, feeling like I'm missing something or, some things aren't just working out. Like once you do hard things, you feel so good about yourself and it changes so many things inside of you that you're like, even though that was super hard, I'm so glad I did it because I feel so different now that I did and made it through that. So Linda, back over to you.
Thank you so much, Paul. Wow, that was amazing, but you're amazing, my mentor. I mean, I'm telling you, many people don't know he's a certified John Maxwell coach, a certified Tony Robbins coach. I mean, he is the best of the best at transformation and helping you get to the core of who you are and bring out the best of who you are. Everything that you talked about, it's so funny. I'm a day trader. So when my team and I get on and day trade, all of those steps are in there: clarity, intentionality, having, an attitude of gratitude, being disciplined. All of those things are in what it takes to be a successful day trader. And we do it every day. We trade together every day. So it's absolutely amazing. I was thinking about, we're reading right now on the Nightly Dose, a book called The Dream Giver by Bruce Wilkinson. He's the same person that wrote The Prayer of Jabez. Sensational book. Yeah. I'm surprised a lot of people haven't read that, but I suggest you get it if you haven't joined us on the Nightly Dose. And it's talking about right now, getting out of your comfort zone, the invisible wall of fear, how to get past it. And it gives you the keys. And I love what you said. Let me go back to my notes because I take notes while you're talking. You said, if you don't know the strategy, you won't take action. So true. So true. Like people say, oh, just do this. But how do you do that?
Yeah.
What is the how behind it? And if
A confused mind does nothing. Yep.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So I love that. And people wonder why I, have taken classes in this, because it's not about just knowing what to do. It's knowing how to do it. What is the strategy? What steps do I need to take? That is how you win. And like sometimes, we've read 77 books in the past 9 years. It'll be 9 years, April 1st. And sometimes I'll read a book and I'm like, and they'll tell you something. And I'm like, okay, but what is the how behind that? How do you do that? And it's so necessary for great success. Thank you so much, Paul. I'm going to unmute the Zoom. Please give it up for the amazing, fantastically incredible Paul Kroto. Have a great day, everyone. Thank you so much. Happy leap year. Have a great
Leap year.
Happy leap year. Thank you.
Thank you, Paul. Thank you, Linda.
Yeah.
You're wonderful.
Thank you, Paul.
Thanks, everyone. Appreciate it. Go take some action today.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank
take
you,
some action.
Thank you, Paul. That was fantastic. Trailblazer.
Thank you, Paul.
Thank you.
Thank you, Becca, Coach Hattie, Rod,
Yes.
Reggie. Oh my gosh, Bobby.
Thank you, Paul, man. Ooh, this was so good. So good.
Urban Beverly, Dia.
This is definitely one for the archives.
Thanks, everyone. Appreciate it.
Mary the healer. I like that. You guys are the best. Have an
awesome day, everyone.
Thank you,
I
Reggie.
know that's right, Urban Beverly. Yes.
Thank you, Valerie.
Stay motivated. Stay inspired. LT, you rock, superstar. Thank you for rocking those notes like you did. Woo, knocked it out the park. Oh, it was so good. This y'all look. This is one for the archives. We'll go back.
Yes,
and
it is.
When we watch the Zoom, now y'all know I'm Zoom and iPhone illiterate. Can we are the notes in the Zoom as well when we go back and listen, or no?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, I might have to call you for a class on that. I'm gonna try to see if I can Google it, because I know how busy you be. But thank you for answering my calls when I call. I ain't bragging or nothing, but yeah. Anyway, love y'all.
But the queen is calling. The queen is calling. No, stop it.
Whatever. You rock, superstar. Thank you. And thank you again for all that you do, LT. You absolutely are the epitome of a rock star. Yes. And I was giving you a side eye earlier, but I ain't gonna say nothing. You know why. If you know, you know. But anyway.
I know. I just thought I would prepare you.
Okay, thank you for the preparation.
Dream Giver. The name of the book, Valerie, is The Dream Giver by Bruce.
Yes.
He's the same.
Get your life.
If you most people have read The Prayer of Jabez, or they know it. He's the same woman that wrote that book. It's amazing.
Oh, it's so amazing. Y'all, come on. We'll meet y'all on the nightly dose. Yes, we will. Hey, Harry. Harry done popped on in there. Come on through, Harry the healer. We love you.
I think
that was Harry. Harry said he mowed 2 acres of land with a push mower. Now that is hard work.
That is hard work. No, that's hard.
Ooh, go ahead,
I've been on lawnmowers. I used to own I was part owner in a landscaping company, and I'd be on tractors and mowers, but shoot. Pushing something for 2 acres.
Oh, wait a minute. Don't you dare just say that and leave out in the fabulous boots. You know, LT, now can you imagine this beautiful vision up on a tractor with her fabulous boots on, sparkling, got heels on them, looking fly on the tractor. Hot diggity dog. Go ahead, LT. Work a tractor. That's inspiration.
I did.
That's inspiration. She had all the ladies.
I'm telling you.
In their Sunday shoes out there on the tractor. Like,
funny.
She has inspired a whole landscaping business to just show up and show out sharp on the tractor. We love you, Elsie. Thank you for being that rock star, beautiful. We know you got to get going. Hey, everybody. Go out and have a great day. Take those principles that you learned today. Apply. We love you all. And guess what? We'll meet you back here tomorrow. Same time, same station. Trend.